Live at any moment. Here we go. All right, we are live. So, welcome everybody to Sunday Sounds. This is our weekly Sunday show where we highlight some of the best creators live. But this week we are highlighting producer JaeMally Beatz, who's going to be talking to us a little bit more about his story, playing some music, and just really, I guess, hearing you and the kind of stuff you create. So the first thing I want to ask you, I know we were just on IG Live talking a little bit about you, but do you want to tell us your name, where you're from? I know you mentioned that now you live in Australia, so kind of, I guess, some of the basics to who you are.
Yeah. So I'm Jake, known as JaeMally Beatz. Moved from Ghana to Australia. The family is here, so I just moved here. Um, I do afrobeats. I used to I still do hip hop though, because
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting this new YouTube channel with my hip hop beats, and I'm yet to finish with school in 4 weeks' time, and then I would have my hip hop channel going on Beatz as well, because that's
Mm-hmm.
my main genre. But I had many friends from Nigeria, Ghana, and listening to all that music just drifted me from that into Afrobeats.
Yeah.
So it's just a mix of all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you cover a wide range, but it's really like all of them are kind of your specialty. You can a little bit do, I guess,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. I
Cool.
I still have beats, hip hop beats on YouTube.
Mhm.
I put them out every now and then. It's just I get a lot of requests on Afrobeat, so it's tricky though. You
Yeah.
get drifted easily. But yeah, that's basically what I've been doing, and I'm yet to finish school in 4 weeks. I do cyber security, which I might not even work with because like I'm full time music now. So, but
Cool.
you need to
Yeah, that's
finish the
interesting. You're
school.
studying security, but I mean, wow, it seems like your music career is popping off. But it's great that you're still trying to accomplish, like that
Yeah, yeah.
academic side. So, how did you get started in music production?
So back in high school, um, it goes way back, but I'll just cut it short. Uh, Goes all the way to my dad. He was like a reggae fan. He would play the hell out of reggae music all day. You would literally be singing the lyrics without even knowing. So it started
Yeah.
from there. But back in high school, that was when it really kicked in because uh, some of my friends would run away to. In Africa, it was a bit different, to get access to studios. It's just crazy back then. So some of my friends would run away because they were singers and rappers. I was kind of shy. I just danced back then. And then they would go to studios, make songs and stuff. And I would just be wondering, how did that whole thing happen? Because I love music. I love music, yeah. So one time, one of them just took me along, and it just blew my mind what the producer was doing. And then I kind of like kept going, and then I was singing, I was rapping, and all that. So after high school, I met one big Ghanaian engineer. He's big now, but he wasn't big back then, but he's famous now in Ghana. So his name is King D. I used to go to his studio with my friends to record again. And then it just started from there. Like I just started. And then I had this FL Studio, FL, which one, what version? The old one. I don't know if it's FL Studio 3. I'm not sure, but it looks funny when you open it, and then we just put the kicks in there and it sounds funny.
Hmm.
But that's how it all started. Yeah. I don't really play any instrument. I tried to play the piano. I have a guitar too. But every time I learn, like maybe for 4 months, and I'm getting good at it, my music starts to change. It starts to sound like gospel, or, like it just sounds a way I don't want. So I just never go through learning how to play instruments.
Hmm.
'Cause I just know how to play whatever you're singing, I'll play it for you. But
Hmm.
when I start learning down to the basics, then the music changes and I don't like it. So I just,
Stick to
yeah,
what you know.
yeah.
As
A
long
lot
as
of
it
people
works, that's all
think
that
that you
matters.
have to. Most people think that you have to, or like it's a must. It's good to know how to play, but if you have a system that works for you and your music is, yeah, everybody has to have a sound. And I feel like that's my sound because I don't know how to play well, that makes me different. Yes, but when I start playing, then my music changes, and that's not what I'm going for. So there's no law here. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, as long as the music sounds good, don't
Exactly.
matter what it takes to get there.
Yeah.
So, are there any producers or artists in particular that influenced your sound, or you being from Ghana, like is
Yeah.
where you were raised? Has that influenced your sound? What have been your biggest influences in your music?
Um, in Ghana, it was a producer called King D, like I said, and Swansea King, and then there's Killbeat and Richie Mensah. These are like big producers that I looked up to, and I actually worked with two of them. But they influenced me in a way that's and they're still relevant. So that's just I like people who've been in the game for so long, but if they always find a way to, you know, rebrand themselves to keep going, and that's what music should be about. Um, in Nigeria, it's tricky though because I love most of the Nigerian producers, so I don't even know where to start with. But those guys I mentioned have influenced me so much in terms of artist wise. I would say Sarkodie, Stoneboy, Shatawale, um, and Posiji is a mix engineer in Ghana. Very good mix engineer, like one of the biggest out of the country as well.
Wow.
Yeah,
Cool. So we kind of learned about your approach to making music when you talked a little bit about your history and how you got started, which is
yeah,
really just a way that works for you. How have you been able to grow your following? Because you and I obviously talked before we got
yeah.
started with the live show, and you've had some pretty substantial growth.
That's
Uh,
crazy.
and you mentioned also being stuck at this kind of like this range of followers, but this past
Yeah,
year, I don't
that
know
that
what
took,
the number, the
that
word
took
is
me a long.
timed it, but if you want to talk a little bit about how you did that, I
Yeah.
think that'd be great.
So I got on YouTube the early stages, like I would not say early, but back in 2000 and I think 2012 or so. Yeah, I just there was some producers online. I forgot the name. What's the name? I forgot the name, but I would just see their beats online, and it wasn't on YouTube though. But I got the idea that I should put my beat online, and then I put one beat there, but I just didn't bother anymore because of school and here and there and all that. So I just didn't bother anymore. And if I had kept putting beats back then, yeah. But also I wasn't so good yet, so it was a bit weird. So I just didn't bother, and that just hurt my YouTube when I was ready. Like when I got on BeatStars 3 years ago, I was putting beats out, and that just hurt my YouTube. But the thing is that I was stuck on. I managed to get up to 5K or so, and I was just stuck there. Like I barely get subscribers. The most I would get is people just leaving. Yeah. So I just sat down the last 6 months before this year. I was just looking at it. I was just looking, staring at YouTube every second. I was like checking out what you can do. So I was just checking. I always like to like keep trying other stuff, and then I realized that YouTube is not out to get anyone. All of us think that YouTube is out to get us. If we put some out and it's not working, we just assume, oh, they're out to get us. But YouTube want people to stay on their channel. So if you do the right thing, they help you. They actually help you. They share your stuff. They can share it with a lot of people because they have access to that. And the way they do that is they just look at the first few minutes, first few hours of how the video is. There's so many videos, so if your first few hours are doing well, they just keep sharing. They're gonna share it until people don't watch anymore. You get my, and then that's when they stop sharing and focus on somebody else. So when they're sharing, they're going all the way in. That's YouTube, but they never out to get anyone. Once I figured that out, I needed to figure out what I need to do for them to help me. So I'm still proving the theory, even though I'm helping a few of my friends, and it seems to be working. I'm getting feedback that, oh hey, my channel has already picked up, the views is growing, like, you know. But yeah, one of the I'll just give a big idea here because I'll still come out here once I figure the theory and then we explain it. But one of the biggest thing people can do now is the very basic thing, which is uh, for someone to land on your YouTube channel, they need to look at, they need to be attracted. So something has to pull them. And the amount of time you spend making your music, your beats, you should spend the same amount of time making the videos. And that's what I changed. I spent 2 hours if I want to get like, or even more on a beat. So I figured, okay, I can't be making a good beat and treating my YouTube or BeatStars like, oh, I'll just upload it there quick and go back to making beats. It's the same thing with the marketing side. I was always focused on making the beats and not focused on making on the marketing. Until I changed that, I wasn't making money. So it's the same idea. So I changed it. I started focusing on um, treating my YouTube as if it was my studio where I was making beats. So I started taking it serious, which means before I upload a video, I take time to work on the cover. And the way I did that was I did a crash course on Photoshop and Premiere, Adobe Premiere, because I had no idea. And everybody I needed to design for me, they were all like, it's too much work. So I spent like a month just doing Photoshop every day, just trying out, stuff. Basically the cropping and how to manipulate images and all that. And then so once I was done with that, I tested the theory. I tried a few covers. So your cover is the first thing people see, and that's the first thing you need to take serious. So I changed how everybody is doing their covers on YouTube. Everybody just puts some picture or whatever, and then yeah. So the same theory, but now I was going with animation, and my animations, I was putting stories in there. So I always put stories, and they go with the title as well. And YouTube shared it because it was new to them too, from what I was doing. So they shared the first. I tried a few times, and I always check which one is getting views in the last 24 hours. And then I realized one of the designs was getting more views. And I'm like, okay, I'll try that again for at least 2 weeks before I change. And that 2 weeks, I think I hit like 1,000 subscribers. And then I was like, okay, well, this is strange. So something must be working. But along with that, I was doing other things like I replied to every comment on my YouTube. I changed my mindset from scrolling on social media. So what I said was instead of scrolling on social media, I replied to every comment. So it was kind of like my social media. It's crazy though. So within how many months now this year? I think that's the fifth month. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I've made close to like 20,000 in 5 months. And
That's crazy.
at the beginning of the year, I was aiming for 10K. So I usually have a list of things I need to do for the year. And because of how hard it was, I said, okay, I'm going to get to 10K, which I was even not sure, but I passed that. And now, like, I've changed it to 50K for the year, which is very easy considering all the things I'm starting to see. YouTube can give you that easily because now the thing is that another thing that we also do is that we confuse the system. We confuse the system, so it starts to like not help us. because it's not sure of what to do for us. So you need to work out a data for it to collect. So that means you need to follow certain things for yourself. For example, people think if you release every day, you get views. But if you're releasing every day and you don't have a system, you confuse the system, the YouTube, I don't know what you call it, algorithm or whatever. Yeah, it doesn't know what to do for you. So that damages your channel instead. So some people are releasing every day, but they're still crying. So I release every day, like every day, but I had to build a system to get to the every day. So I have like a correct data. It knows what I'm doing. Like, yeah, it knows that, oh, this guy's going to release tomorrow because I built that from somewhere. So that is, yeah, like there's a lot of small things that like I'm so trying to like confirm because you need to confirm things like that. Yeah.
Well, I
But
think
then
it's great.
if
Like you painted the picture, which is especially if you're trying to do music seriously, like you can't just make beats anymore. Like you have to
no,
be your
no way.
marketing
Yeah,
person, you have to be your analytics person, you have to be your graphic
yeah.
designer, and it requires a lot of
If
testing too.
if you want the money and you want to treat this as work, like I've done, I treat it as my passion, everything. But also, I treat it as if like if I was going to a 9 to 5 or whatever, like you would have taken that important because if you don't, you get fired. Whereas people think, oh, let me just make beat after I'll just go play some game, talk to my friends. Oh, it's beat. I can just upload it and make some. And then I see people sharing, oh, I made $1,000, oh, I made $500. It's just a shame. There's so much to it that you need to change the mindset, and that means that you don't treat music production as production anymore. Do the production, but how many hours you spend on making the beats and you were enjoying it, you were happy, you were excited. If you don't put that same excited energy into publishing, into putting your beats on YouTube, into designing your whole, branding, you're not gonna win. No matter how beats you're good at, no matter how your beats are good or how they sound, if you're not treating the other sides equally, the balance is just off, and you're gonna fail. Like I was making the same mistakes, and the most I would sell in a month is maybe $500, maybe 400. If I'm lucky, nothing the whole month. Like it'll just be blank. But once I changed that, yeah, like this year, then the first month I made 1K, then the second month I made 2K, then the third month I made 3K, then 4K, then it's just going up. But that's because I reply everybody, and no matter who they are, I reply. If they need help to buy a beat, I stop everything and I help them. If I have to make a video of how to buy the beat, I make it for them. Like it just all that just change everything.
Yeah, you seem like you go above and beyond with kind of like customer service, but also engagement
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Talk
Because
about
I figured, well, if uh, a business will do that. So if I want to make money, if I want to be a business, well, I need customer service. If I can't do it, I need to get someone to do it. But since I have the time because I'm not working for anyone, I can equally do that. But yeah, sometimes it's hard because like I just want to go make beats. Yeah, that's all I want to do. I just want to wake up, make beats all day. But yeah, there's only you're just gonna have 1,000 beats, and only two of them are gonna sell.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, and it'll pay off too. Like you may have to do all these things now while you don't have a team, but once you create more music and that gets more sales, you'll be able to take that work off your shoulders.
exactly. You can have a team. Like yeah, easy. You can easily have a team with this job. Like I know people are making 15,000, 20,000 a month, 30,000 a month with beats. Like I know people who are doing that. So it's possible, but if you don't treat it that way, it'll just be the way you think it is. and that is just making beats, putting it online. People don't know about you. People don't care about you. Like there's so many producers out there that nobody really cares about who you are. Nobody knows you, and you have to make that known to people. So some of us were not into Facebook ads yet because like I'm trying to work on the YouTube thing. YouTube is doing free advertising for me. Like they just share it, and that just increases sales as well. So once you build that up to some level, then you can jump onto other areas. But the thing is, uh, you basically have to treat all the areas equally. So if you spend 1 hour in the studio, spend 1 hour uh, um, um, on your YouTube. So what I do is, if I wake up in the morning, I wake up early, I make my beats, and then somewhere 10 a.m. I have an alarm set for admin work. You get it? So people don't do this intentionally. It's so hard to do, but yeah, I have my alarm would ring admin time, and that means that that's the time I reply to all my emails. That's the time I reply to all my comments. So that would be like 2 3 hours. See, a producer is not gonna sit there for 3 hours doing this because it's so hard. It's like torture. But you have to go through that process to balance the equation. Yeah. So I'll just sit there 3 hours replying to everybody, checking my emails, replying my emails, make sure every comment is replied, everybody is sorted out. You'll be surprised. Like sometimes that alone will sell you about $500 beats in a day because there are people who wants to buy and they're not really sure, but your reply to their email or chat or comment makes them think you're not a scam or like a scammer, and it just gives them the assurance that okay, you're there. If there's an error, you can easily reply them. Yeah. Whereas if you don't do that, then they don't proceed. So you there's so much money sitting there in your email that you're just sitting there crying that you're not making sales. But if you start changing all these things, I guarantee you start killing it.
Yeah.
Especially if you have good beats, that just it doubles it for you.
Cool. Well, with that being said, well, first of all, thank you for dropping those gems. I hope those of you that tuned in listen to the man because he has great advice. He's doing this based off testing experience. So try not to waste your time doing something that might not work. But with that being said, I really want to get into playing your music, letting the people hear you speak. So you guys, I'm going to go ahead and play some of his music that's on the Sunday Sounds playlist. You can find him on BeatStars at JaeMally Beatz. You can see his name right on his picture on the screen right now. But make sure you guys follow him, repost the playlist, like the playlist, and just make sure to show him some support today. So again, that's at JaeMally Beatz. But I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to get started playing these beats. All right, so the first beat we have up is called Chairman. I'm really excited to play this one.
Beat stars love that beat.
Hey yo, JaeMally. Hey yo, JaeMally.
That was dope. A lot of great
Okay.
compliments on that. A
Yeah.
lot of people said it was a nice vibe. Is that one of your favorite beats? Yeah, I know you said that BeatStars really likes that one. Is that one of your favorites?
Nah, all my beats are all my beats are favorite to me, but once I make them, I just move on
Yeah.
because I don't like overthinking.
So
I
you
don't
just
like
make
I
it,
find,
put it out, and on to the next one.
yeah.
All right. Well, we are going to play the next beat up by JaeMally Beatz.
JaeMally make it juicy. When they talk about hot rhythm, you have to talk about JaeMally. See me? JaeMally make it juicy. When they talk about hot rhythm, you have to talk about JaeMally. See me? JaeMally make it juicy. When they talk about hot rhythm, you have to talk about JaeMally.
That was a very nice kind of chill beat.
Yeah.
And still a
I,
nice, but it's a little chill.
yeah. I like vibes.
Yeah. I have a question though. How do you go about naming your songs? Because some of these, obviously, like this one, for example, I don't know what this word is. Is it something that's like native to a particular language or
Yeah. That one in particular has something to do with Nigerian language. I don't know what it means too, but I sort of form stuff up.
yeah.
But that one in particular, I know is a Nigerian. It's in the Nigerian language. Um, but how I name my beats is I pick names before I go into studio. So I have like a list on my phone where if I come across anything that I feel like, oh, this would be nice, I just put it in there. And sometimes I throw a question on my YouTube, the community section. So I'm like, hey, give me names for beats, and people just list a whole bunch. So I just picked the ones I like a whole bunch.
Cool. That's a unique way to engage with your
Yeah, I just put it out there.
Have them help you pick out a beat name. That's like a really easy way to get increase kind of.
And people are happy if they see the names they suggested out there. Like, yeah, sometimes you can even, hey, I got this name from this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Check it out. You know, like it's just a way of. It's better than just scrolling on social media.
Yeah, it gets them kind of involved in wanting to see your next beat to see if the name that they submitted was chosen.
Yeah, exactly. But you're gonna get a whole bunch.
Yeah. Cool. Well, next up, we are going to be playing a track titled Vanessa. That's great. Somebody said SSPK Beatz. I like the melody and the snares. You had a lot of really unique sounds in that one. Do you have like favorite instruments or VSTs that you use to get these kind of unique sounds in your beats?
Yeah, I don't know. I design, so sometimes I don't get the sounds I want from the VSTs. So I just design. I make it the way I want it. But I think Omnisphere is a good VST. What's the name? Gravity. Gravity is a good one too. And was it? There's one I used. It's called Lizard.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives me the guitar vibes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to go ahead and go into the next beat by JaeMally Beatz. For those of you that are tuned in or just tuned in, this is Sunday Sounds, where we're featuring our best creators live, playing their music, talking to them. And so JaeMally Beatz are producer of the week. We're going to play some of his music and I guess just kind of vibe out for the next hour together.
For sure.
JaeMally make it juicy. 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 JaeMally make it juicy.
I really like that one. That one has a lot of different sections, like the way you arranged it. You know, the way you really arranged, like I've been paying attention as we've been listening to these beats. It's every section of the song is kind of different elements with like certain instruments in this section and certain in this one. Is it like arrangement really important to you when you make a beat?
Yeah. You guys can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So most people, when they make beats, they just loop a section and they just do everything and then they split it up. But for me, like I work in sections.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I start the intro and I'm good with the intro, I highlight the next section. If I like it, I move to the next section. So it's not letting my music sound like I copied the chorus and I pasted it and then it sounds like a computer work.
Yeah.
I want it to sound a bit vibey, live,
That's one thing that I was thinking, like, especially with your instrument choice, I was thinking like it would be really cool to hear some of these live, like with like, certain instrumentalists. Like I can see these being
they can easily play them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's already hard that people are listening to computer works.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a way of sounding different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it definitely stands out. So with that being said, we're going to get into your next beat. Okay, okay. I'm gonna pause. It's hard for me to pause it because I want to hear the whole song because the way you
Yeah,
it's
that's
so
fine.
it's cool, but I want to make sure we get through them all. But seriously, you're doing your beats are amazing. Obviously,
Yeah.
that's why we have you on Sunday Sounds today. But just listening to a little bit more of your music and really dissecting it, super fire.
Like you can just track it in your playlist, and when you're driving, like it will just heal you.
Yeah, yeah, it's really good music. Like that's why I love being on BeatStars, even though I obviously don't make beats. I don't, I'm not an artist, but like finding good music to listen to while I'm like
Yeah,
working that doesn't have lyrics per se, because like
yeah,
sometimes get me distracted because then in my mind I'm at a karaoke bar. But like being able to hear some like really good music that has like a nice vibe, like, and also stuff like this where it's a little bit more up tempo without being like too crazy. It's like,
yeah,
I don't know, it's a nice way to energize you.
yeah. That's where you get your spirit energy from.
Yep. From the Sunday Sounds playlist by
That's
JaeMally Beatz.
yeah.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get into the next beat.
Purchase your tracks today.
JaeMally make it juicy.
Purchase your tracks today. Purchase your tracks today.
JaeMally make it juicy.
Purchase your tracks today. Purchase your tracks today.
JaeMally make it juicy.
That's definitely one of my favorite beats of yours. Like when I was looking for Sunday Sounds guest and I wanted somebody who did Afro beats and I went on your profile and when I heard that one, I was like, oh yeah. Gotta
Yeah.
make sure we get him on.
That's a good beat.
It's a really good beat. Got a lot of really nice compliments and thank you everybody who's tuned in right now. I saw
Big up.
Jefferson in the Philippines. I don't know where the rest of you are. We got JaeMally, who's in Australia. I'm obviously in the United States, the West Side, middle of or I guess really super early morning for you. But I know you guys are watching from all over the world. So thanks for tuning in. And we're going to keep playing some.
Shout out to the Philippines.
Yeah, shout out to the Philippines.
Even though they didn't allow me to do my show.
Well, we got one of them tuned in here who's watching the virtual show. So next beat up.
JaeMally make it juicy. JaeMally make it juicy. JaeMally make it juicy. JaeMally make it juicy. JaeMally make it juicy.
We're probably gonna have to go over a little bit on time today, you guys, because it really is hard to just play a snippet of your music, because I feel like with every section being so different, you like want to listen to the entire beat. But with that being said, guys, we'll play the next one, which is titled Roses. So JaeMally, I'm not gonna lie, some of these I say the beat, some of them I say the name. So because some of these I haven't learned to pronounce. So as we go through things, if there's a certain word or title that means something that's special to the beat or is part of that language that means something special, definitely let us know, because I love that you incorporate language into your title. So
I named that Roses because I saw the picture of the guy kneeling down. I thought, like I said with my YouTube, there's a story there. You see, he's holding the roses, and so that's the story idea.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Well, we are gonna play then Roses by JaeMally Beatz.
JaeMally make it juicy. JaeMally make it juicy. JaeMally make it juicy.
Amazing. Amazing.
This is the first time I'm actually listening to my own beats for
Yeah.
over 30 minutes now.
Yeah. What is
And
it? Is it weird for you?
that's the first time because I just do it and I move on.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
And I'm blown away.
I'm blown away too. I'm glad you're blown away. The music is great. I'm glad that you're taking the time, like on Sunday Sounds, to like hear your music because it's like, man, I'm sure you're really amazed with yourself, like of the kind of production you put out.
That's crazy. I had no idea. Like, the sound is crazy. I know I sound crazy, but I have never listened to a pile of my beats
Yeah.
at once, and I'm blown away. Like, I feel like, wow.
You're like, wow, realizing like you're
I'm glad
super
you pointed this out to me.
cool. Let's play the next one. So JaeMally, how do you pronounce this? Is it Awan?
It's a Nigerian word,
Uh-huh.
but they pronounce it Awan. I'm not sure. Awan. They say it so fast.
Yeah. Well, we are going to be playing Awan by JaeMally Beatz.
JaeMally make it juicy. JaeMally make it juicy. JaeMally make it juicy.
All right. So you guys, obviously these songs are a lot longer than what I'm playing. And like I said, he
Yeah.
has a lot of really exciting elements and arrange the way that he arranges them. So make sure to go back. I'll scroll to the top. You can see, go to JaeMally Beatz on BeatStars, and he has this Sunday Sounds playlist that you can go ahead and listen to everything. If you heard something that you like, definitely check it out. But with that being said, we'll play the next beat in line, which is called Jam of Life.
JaeMally make it juicy.
Purchase your tracks today.
JaeMally make it juicy.
Very chill vibe on that one.
Yeah, I got that inspiration from listening to Chinese music.
I could tell by the instrument choice that
Yeah.
there's some of those international Chinese specifically,
Yeah.
but I know you had said you study music from other countries, and I could tell that some of those elements were included. All right, we're gonna play the next beat by JaeMally Beatz.
JaeMally make it juicy. JaeMally make it juicy. JaeMally make it juicy. JaeMally make it juicy.
All right, another really great vibe.
Also China inspired.
Yeah, another
I
kind of.
like using the harp.
Mm-hmm.
So I just use that instead of using the normal Afrobeat instrument. I'll use a different country's instrument.
Cool. Well, definitely makes your music stand apart. So we're going to be playing the next beat, Jutsu. How do we pronounce these?
I just said jutsu, but
Jutsu.
now that I'm thinking, it might be jetsu.
Yeah, I probably did it the super American way with the soft U, but we're going to be playing Jutsu by JaeMally Beatz.
JaeMally make it juicy. JaeMally make it juicy. JaeMally make it juicy. JaeMally make it juicy. JaeMally make it juicy.
All right. I feel like such a buzzkill having to press pause. I really wish we could, listen to the whole thing. But like I said, you guys go back to at JaeMally Beatz on BeatStars and social media. Make sure to show him love. Repost a couple of tracks for those of you on BeatStars. If you're a music listener, listen to some of these musics and make sure to show him love. But with that being said, we're going to play Jehovah. I can pronounce this one.
Yeah.
We're going to play Jehovah by JaeMally Beatz.
I did this one with Emerald, one of my friends.
Oh, nice. Okay, well, Jehovah by JaeMally Beatz and Emerald.
JaeMally make it juicy. JaeMally make it juicy. JaeMally make it juicy. JaeMally make it juicy.
That's great. I like the little vocal sample that you guys added to that beat. Sounds really good.
It's a blend.
Yeah. It's a lot of really great compliments on that one too. I was asking what their favorite thing about your style and sound is, and they talked about just like, first of all, the music, but of course, like the fact that you experiment and you include like a lot of natural elements or organic sounds, which is interesting because you said you don't play any instruments yourself. So you've done a great job of picking instruments and manipulating these sounds into a way that sounds real and tracking out your song in a way that could easily be like live performed and played by real instruments, which is really cool.
So it's just a blend of everything. Like you can hear hip hop, R&B vibes. The vocal is sort of R&B vibe, and then you can hear the African sax and the percussions and all that.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah,
just a
I
mixture.
can tell too, because I asked them also what artists they could hear on your music, and there was a lot of like Drake, Tory, JaeMally, E&D. So you do like definitely have those elements.
I might start something. I might start doing Drake type, Afro something type beat.
Yeah,
I might start. That's one way to get your YouTube going. You start your own the tagline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I did that with my channel as well. That helped. I looked out for, if there's still time, I can talk about it though.
Cool. Well, we'll go ahead and play this next one, which is titled Queen.
JaeMally make it juicy. JaeMally make it juicy. JaeMally make it juicy.
SSBK Beatz likes the snares on that beat.
Yeah, that's like a combination of 4 snares.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's 4 different snares. Well, speaking of snares, you guys, JaeMally, he has drum kits. So if you want to get into this style or sound, definitely go to his BeatStars page, take a look at those drum kits and buy some of them. But make sure to go to @JaeMally Beats on BeatStars and social to find him. But with that being said, we're going to play the last track today of JaeMally Beats, which is titled Enough.
JaeMally make it juicy. JaeMally make it juicy. JaeMally make it juicy.
Amazing. I wish we had time to listen to like your entire catalog, but like I said, I really, really appreciate you being our Sunday Sounds guest this week, and everybody who's tuned in and said just like the best things about your beats and how chill they are, and complimenting the instruments and the arrangements. So you did a really, really great job. Like I said, you guys, this is on all these beats are on a Sunday Sounds playlist. If there's one in particular you want to quickly find, but definitely go to @JaeMally Beatz if you want to listen to more of his music. And like I said, make sure to follow him. Maybe repost a couple, like a couple, listen to a couple. But with that being said, JaeMally Beatz, thank you so much. I'll let you kind of tell people where they can find you and what they can kind of be in store for. Look out from you in the next few weeks.
Well, thank you very much yourself for like putting me on. It means a lot to me. I'm grateful, and a lot of people have tuned in. I'm already getting likes on the playlist, like and that means a lot to me. I also discovered that I can get inspiration from my own music, so that is also nice. You guys can find me on YouTube, Twitter, everywhere with the same name, JaeMally Beatz. So it's pretty easy to find.
Yeah.
Follow me. Shoot me a message. I reply everybody. So
cool.
That's that. Yeah.
Well, I know it's pretty early in the morning for you, so we'll definitely let you get back to your day. But like I said, thank you everybody who tuned in, and JaeMally, thank you again for letting us play your music and share your beats with the world.
It means a lot to me too.
For those of you that are tuned in, we'll see you next week, but make sure to tune in tomorrow. Go to beatstars.world/live to see what we're going to be streaming tomorrow. And I hope those of you that are still on Sunday, have a great weekend. And for those of you where it's Monday where you are, have a great start to your week. So we will see you soon.